Welcome dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. In the previous video, we were discuss about the scalar physical quantities, vector physical quantities, right? To represent the vector quantity, we require a magnitude as well as the direction. But dear student, in the one dimensional motion, we represent the vector quantity with the help of the plus or minus sign, because in the one dimensional motion there are only two directions, either positive or negative. So in the one dimensional motion the vector quantity can be represented with the plus or minus sign. For the one direction we take a positive sign, for the another direction we take a negative sign. But in the two dimensional motion or a three dimensional motion we cannot use plus or minus sign to represent the direction, right? So for the two dimensional motion as well as in the three dimensional motion we use a vector to represent the direction of the motion, to represent the vector quantity, right? So in the two dimensional motion and three dimensional motion, to represent the vector quantity we use a vector. So in the previous video we were discuss about what do you mean by the vector, how the vector can be represented for the different physical quantity, right? So in the previous video we were understand about how the vector is represented, right? So dear student, if you were not seen the previous video, see the previous video first and then see this video. You can easily understand about what is the vector, how the vector is represented. Now scalar quantity, for the scalar quantity the algebra of the scalar quantity is similar to the basic mathematics. For that means we can say that the scalar quantity can be added, subtracted, multiplied with the help of the simple mathematical rules. But vector quantity, vector algebra is quite different than the scalar algebra, right? So addition of the two vectors, vector quantity, subtraction of the two vector quantity is quite different than the simple mathematical. So dear student, here in this video we will discuss about a vector algebra. That is the most important point regarding a vector. Vector algebra, that means the addition of the two vectors, subtraction of the two vectors, how we can multiply two vectors, right? So that is the different from the simple mathematical rules. So dear student, here the vector algebra is the most important point for the 11th-12th science, because in the physics so many physical quantities are a vector. We need a direct magnitude as well as the direction. So in that we need to multiply a two vector quantity, we need to add a two vector quantity. So how the vector algebra, what is the vector algebra? Vector algebra, that means the algebraic addition, subtraction, multiplication of the two vectors. So dear student, first of all let us start with the first point of the vector algebra, that is the multiplication of a vector by a real number. How the vector is multiplied by a real number, what we get a result, right? So first of all, what is the real number? You know the real number is all the positive numbers, all the negative numbers with including 0 are called the real number. So dear student, here when the vector is multiplied by any real number, the result we get a vector only. So when the vector is multiplied by a real number, the result we get a vector only. The result is also a vector quantity. Suppose any vector quantity, if we multiply with the real number or any scalar quantity, right, the result is a vector quantity. For example, a vector quantity acceleration, acceleration is a vector quantity. So now if we multiply acceleration with the scalar quantity mass, right, we get a force. So here force is also a vector quantity. So if we multiply a vector quantity with the any scalar quantity or any real number, the result is a vector only. So when the vector is multiplied by any real number, we get a result vector only. For example, the vector A is multiplied by any real number k, we obtain a vector ka. Here you have to write a vector a like this, vector a, right? And when the vector a is multiplied by a real number k, right, any real number k, right, we obtain a vector ka. Now this vector has a magnitude k times the magnitude of the vector a. So by multiplying a vector a by a real number k, we obtain a vector k, and the magnitude of the vector k, magnitude of the resultant vector is k times the magnitude of the original vector, right? So k times the magnitude of the original vector. So if k is the greater than 1, the magnitude of the resultant vector is increases. If k is less than 1, the magnitude of the resultant vector is decreases. So now starting with the 0, real number 0, when the vector a is multiplied by a real number 0, we get a 0 vector. 0 vector is represented by a only 0, because the 0 has a magnitude 0, has a no direction. So 0 vector can be represented by 0 only, or in the 0 we draw a vector like this, right? So understand, dear student, when a vector a is multiplied by a real number 0, we get a 0 vector. So 0 vector is represented by a 0. So suppose for example here consider a vector a has a some magnitude, has a some length, multiply a 0, we get a 0 vector, or we can write a like a 0 only, or we can write a 0 only, right? No need to represent in the form of the vector. So now dear student, when the vector a is multiplied by a positive real number, any positive real number k, where k is greater than 0. So here vector a is multiplied by real number k, positive real number k, where k is greater than 0, that means a positive number, we obtain a vector k, and the magnitude of this resultant vector k is increases k times the magnitude of the original vector, and the direction of the resultant vector is in the same direction of the original vector. So suppose we consider a vector a and multiply by a real number 3, right, positive real number 3. So the magnitude of the resultant vector is 3 times the magnitude of the vector a, and the resultant vector is in the same direction of the original vector. But dear student, now when the vector a is multiplied by any negative real number, the number is a negative real number k, where k is less than 0, right? We obtain a vector ka, and the magnitude of the vector ka is increases k times. So when we multiply by any number, real number k, the magnitude of the resultant vector is increases k times. But here when we multiply a vector with the negative real number, the magnitude is increases k time, but the direction of the resultant vector is opposite to the original vector. For example, if we consider a vector a is in this direction, multiply by negative real number -3. So the magnitude of the resultant vector is 3 times the magnitude of the vector a, but the direction of the resultant vector is opposite to the original vector. So dear student, understand how the vector is multiplied by a real number, multiplication of vector by a real number. So if the vector is multiplied by any real number k, right, the magnitude of the resultant vector is increases k time. But if the real number k is a positive, the resultant vector is in the same direction of the original vector. But if the real number k is a negative, the resultant vector is a opposite direction of the original vector. Now if the real number k is greater than 1, the magnitude of the resultant vector is increases, and if the real number k is less than 1, the magnitude of the resultant vector is decreases, right? So now we will understand how the addition of the two vectors. So addition of the vectors by a graphical method. This method is also known as a triangular method for the addition of the two vectors. So for that, consider a two vectors, vector A and vector B, as shown in the figure. So here consider the vector A is in the direction of the positive axis, positive x-axis. So consider these two vectors, vector A and vector B. So consider two vector, vector A, you have to write like this, right? Vector A and the vector B, right? So vector A and vector B, and we want to add these two vector by a graphical method. So how we can add these two vector by a graphical method? So from any reference point O, right? Let us consider this reference point O. From this any reference point O, draw a vector OP, right, has a same length equal to the vector A. So we can say that the magnitude of the vector OP is equal to the magnitude of the vector A. So from any reference point O, draw a vector OP has a length equal to the vector A and in the direction of the vector A and in the direction of the vector A. So we can say that this vector OP has the same length of the vector A and same direction of the vector A. So we can say that the vector OP and vector A has the same length, same magnitude and the same direction. Now from the head of the vector A, vector OP, P is the head of the vector OP, right? From the head of the vector OP, right, draw a vector PQ. Draw a vector PQ which has a same length and the same direction of the vector B, right? So on the head of the vector OP, P is the head of the vector OP, right? Draw a vector PQ which has a same length of a vector B and in the same direction of a vector B. So here we can say that vector OP is equal to vector A and vector PQ is equal to vector B. So understand, first step is the from the any common reference point draw a vector OP which has a same length of and the same direction of the vector A, and from the head of the vector first vector draw a vector PQ second vector which has a same length and the same direction of the vector B. So we get the OP is equal to vector A and PQ is equal to vector B. So now next step is by joining the tail of the first vector, by joining the tail of the vector OP, that is the first vector O, and the head of the second vector, head of the vector PQ, Q, right? So by joining a tail of the first vector and the head of the second vector, we get a vector OQ, which is the resultant vector obtained by the addition of these two vector, vector OP and the vector PQ. Or we can say that the resultant vector, vector OQ, is the resultant vector obtained by the addition of the vector A and the vector B, right? So here we can write like this, vector OQ is the resultant vector of a vector A and the vector B. So we can write like this, OQ is equal to OP, vector OP plus vector PQ, right? So here the vector OQ is the resultant vector obtained by the addition of the vector A and the vector B. So we can say that resultant vector R is equal to A plus B. So understand, dear student, how the two vectors are added with the graphical method, right? So to add the two vectors with the help of the graphical method is draw a first vector, on the head of the first vector draw a second vector, and by joining a tail of the first vector and the head of the second vector we get the resultant vector obtained by the addition of the two vectors. The length of this resultant vector, length of the vector OQ, gives the magnitude of the resultant vector, and the angle this gives the direction of the resultant vector. So here, dear student, two vectors and the resultant vectors obtained by the addition of these two vectors A and B forms a triangle. So this method is also known as the triangular method for the addition of the two vectors. So here the vector A, vector B, and the resultant vector R, that is the vector A plus vector B, forms a one triangle. So this method is also known as the triangular method for the addition of the two vectors. So dear student, understand this triangular method for the addition of the two vectors. First, draw any one vector. On the head of the first vector, draw a second vector, and by joining the tail of the first vector and the head of the second vector, we get the resultant vector, right? And this method is known as the triangular method for the addition of the two vectors. So let us take the one example to understand the more. A vector A has a magnitude 10 unit and it is in the direction of the positive x-axis. So here the vector A has a magnitude 10 unit and it is in the direction of the positive x-axis. Vector B has a 5 unit and it is in the direction of the 60 degree with the positive x-axis. Obtain the resultant vector using a graphical method and calculate the magnitude and the direction of the resultant vector. So how we can draw? So to draw a vector, we know that to draw a vector we require a magnitude as well as the direction. So here the vector A has a magnitude given 10 unit and vector B has a magnitude given 5 unit. Vector A is in the direction of the positive x-axis, right? So draw a first from any common reference point O, draw a vector OP which has a length 10 unit, right? 10 centimeter, say 5 centimeter in a proper scale, right? So draw a vector A. So here from a common reference point O, draw a vector OP which has a length 10 centimeter, right? And in the direction of the positive x-axis. So first of all, from the common point draw a vector OP of a length 10 centimeter and in the positive x-axis, right? Now magnitude of the B is a 5 unit and the direction is a 60 degree with the positive x-axis. So on the head of the vector A, P, right, draw a line of a 60 degree angle, right? Here angle theta is given to you 60 degree, and draw a vector PQ which has a length 5 centimeter and in the direction of the 60 degree with the positive x-axis. So first of all draw this vector OP, right, which has a length of 10 centimeter, right, and it is in the direction of the positive x-axis, right? And on the head of the vector A, vector on the head of the vector A, draw a vector B which is in the direction of the 60 degree with the x-axis and which has a length 5 unit. Now by joining a tail of the first vector O and the head of the second vector Q, we get a resultant vector R, right? Measure the length of the resultant vector, right? And write this magnitude of the resultant vector. So here the length of the resultant vector gives the magnitude of the resultant vector and this angle gives the direction of the resultant vector with the positive x-axis. So dear student, you must have to draw this by proper measurement, right? And calculate the magnitude of the resultant vector. Write this magnitude of the resultant vector here and measure this angle, measure the resultant vector, write the angle of the resultant vector here, right? So dear student, now you can understand how we can add two vectors by a graphical method or a triangular method. But the question is arising in your mind, if the how we can add a more than two vectors using a graphical method or a method of triangular. So let us discuss that if the how we can add a more than two vectors by a graphical method, right? So let us consider the three vectors, vector A, vector B and vector C, and if we want to add these three vectors using a graphical method. So first of all, from any common reference point O, any common reference point O, draw any one of the vector. So first draw one vector, vector A. On the head of the vector A, draw a second vector, vector B. On the head of the vector B, draw a third vector, say vector C. So on one another we can draw a vector. So first draw any one vector. On the head of the first vector, draw a second vector. On the head of the second vector, draw a third vector. Right? On the head of the third vector, draw a fourth vector if there. Right? So first of all, draw a vector A. On the head of the vector A, draw a vector B. On the head of the vector B, draw a vector C. Now, by joining a tail of the first vector and head of the last vector, we get the resultant vector of the all these vector, right? A, B and C, right? So you can add any number of vectors with the graphical method by drawing the vectors on the head of the previous vector. So draw a first vector. On the head of the first vector, draw a second vector. On the head of the second vector, draw a third vector. On the head of the third vector, draw a fourth vector. And by joining the tail of the first vector and the head of the last vector, we get the resultant vector of the all the vectors. So understand, dear student, graphical method for the addition of the two vectors. Now we will see another method for the addition of the two vectors. The addition of the two vectors using a method of parallelogram. So same two vectors which we were taken up previously, vector A and the vector B. So consider the two vectors, vector A and vector B, as shown in the figure. Now we want to add these two vectors with the help of the method of parallelogram. So from the any reference point O, draw a vector OP which has a same length equal to the vector A and in the same direction of the vector A, similar to the previous topic, right? From the common point, draw a vector OP which has the same length of a vector A and same direction of the vector B, right? Now another is draw a vector OQ from the same common point. From the same common point, draw a vector OQ which has the same length and the same direction of the vector B. Right? So here from the one common point O, draw a both vector, vector A and vector B. Right? So you can say that vector OP is equal to vector A and vector OQ is equal to vector B. Now complete a parallelogram OQRP, right, such that the vector A and vector B, both the vectors are the adjacent side of the parallelogram. So here complete a parallelogram OQRP such that vector A and vector B are the adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Now the diagonal vectors drawn from the common reference point O, these diagonal vectors drawn from the common reference point O, OR is the resultant vector of the vector A and the vector B, or we can say that the addition of the two vector A and vector B. So this diagonal drawn from the common point O gives the addition of the vector A and the vector B, and the other diagonal QP gives the subtraction of the vector A and the vector B. So here we can write like this, vector OR, or we can say that the resultant vector R is equal to A plus B, and vector QP is the vector obtained by the subtraction of the two vectors A and B. So here this diagonal from the common reference point is the addition of the vector A and vector B, and the other diagonal of the parallelogram QP is the subtraction of the vector A and vector B, right? So dear student, understand both the method for the addition of the two vectors. First method is a triangular method for the addition of the two vectors, and the second method is the method of parallelogram for the addition of the two vectors. Now let us see the subtraction of the two vectors with the triangular method. Subtraction of the vectors by a graphical method, or the subtraction of the vectors by a triangular method. So here, dear student, the subtraction of the two vectors is nothing but the addition of the first vector and the opposite of the second vector. If you want to subtract the two vector, vector A and vector B, A minus B is equal to the addition of the vector A and the addition of the opposite of the vector B, that is the vector minus B. So subtraction can be represented in the form of the addition like this, right? So A minus B is equal to A plus minus B. So subtraction is nothing but the one type of the addition of the one vector and the opposite of the other vector. So let us see how the subtraction can be done with the help of the graphical method. So here if we consider the two vector, vector A and the vector B, right? So if you want to subtract the vector A and the vector B, so draw any vector A from the reference point O, right? On the head of the vector A, draw a vector B, right? So from any reference point O, draw a vector OP has a length equal to the vector A and in the direction of the vector A, right? Now if you want to perform the subtraction A minus B, so we require to draw a negative of the vector A. So here the vector B is in this direction, but vector minus B is in the opposite direction. So from the head of the vector OP, P, draw a vector PR which has the same length of the vector B but in the opposite direction of the vector B. So here we get this vector PR is a minus B. So by joining a head of the vector OP O and the tail of the vector, tail of the vector OP O and the head of the vector PR R, we get the vector by subtracting a vector A and vector B. So here vector OP is equal to vector A and vector PR is equal to minus vector B. So from this triangular method, vector OR is equal to vector OP plus vector PR. So we get the resultant vector by a subtraction of the vector A and vector B is a vector R is equal to vector A minus vector B. Understand, dear student? Subtraction, that is the one type of the addition, right? Subtraction of two vectors, that means the addition of the any first vector with the negative of the second vector. So now one important property of the addition and the subtraction. The addition of the two vectors are commutative, while the subtraction of the vector is not commutative. What do you mean by this? So if we want to add the two vectors, vector A and B, so if we take a first vector A and on the head of the vector A draw a vector B, we get a vector A plus B. Instead of this, if we take a vector B and on the head of the vector B draw a vector A, we get the same result. So the addition of the vector A plus B is equal to vector B plus A. So we can say that the addition of the two vectors are commutative while the subtraction of the two vectors are not commutative. A minus B is not equal to the B minus A. So for the subtraction, we take a first vector A minus B. So we take a first vector A and on the head of the vector A draw a vector minus B. So we cannot take a vector B first and on the head of the vector B we take a vector minus A, right? So the subtraction of the two vectors are not commutative, right? Or we can say that A minus B is not equal to B minus A. Understand these properties of the addition and subtraction. The addition of the two vectors are commutative while the subtraction of the two vectors are not commutative, right? Now we take another point. What is the zero vector? The resultant vector obtained by the addition of the two equal and the opposite vector is called the zero vector, right? So what is the zero vector? The two vectors which has the same magnitude but opposite in the direction. If we added these two vectors, we get the zero vector. So the resultant vector obtained by the addition of the two equal and opposite vector is called the zero vector. Zero vector can be represented by 0 or 0 vector, right? Zero vector has a no direction, so we can represent the zero vector by 0 only. So understand, dear student, addition and the subtraction of the vector by a graphical method, triangular method, as well as the method of the parallelogram. Thank you very much for watching my video.